really good news on no fatalities, but that's one of your leading indicators, right?
It was. It's a leading indicator because it gets the capacity in our ICUs. As you know, we've got 90% more capacity than we had at the peak of this thing. And as I said, I would have been really worried, Ken, if the admissions were beginning to spike up. That's not what happened. Our admissions are flat. We just, not as many people got discharged. And, that's going to happen a lot because we have, what do we have, 80 people left in the hospitals right now for COVID? I think that's what it means. I'm not as concerned about that number.
Did you notice anything as far as the ages of the new cases? In the southern states, we've seen younger people. Of course, the theory is because they're out and about. But what have you seen of the demographics on the new cases?
I think it's still skewing older. Folks going into the ICU, those with complications. I have not heard the Miami story about 18 to 35 are the ones going in, but I got to check that, to be blunt.
Do you have any sense of why the hospitalizations, it was so abrupt? Yesterday it's down 26, today it's up 16. Is there any explanation for why such a quick...
I just think there were many fewer folks discharged, and as I was telling these guys, when you get down to 69 people, the universe of people to be discharged is getting smaller too. I think you're going to see a little bit of this. To me, it's a less important metric today than it was 2 months ago, where I really worried our ICUs could be overwhelmed.
Governor, you just added some more states to the states that have to self-quarantine. The people coming from there have to self-quarantine. Are you concerned? I mean, we're going in one direction and the rest of the country seems to be going in a different direction. How concerning is that to you? And what can you do beyond asking people to self-quarantine?
Well, I am concerned when you see the contagion. Our region is getting smaller and smaller as you see the spread of the virus in other parts of the country. I will tell you, we just did the meeting with Vice President Pence, and they like to emphasize the good news. And so it's worth reiterating that at least things seem to be tapping out a little bit in Arizona and Texas. Less spiking up than you saw last week, for example. Not as true in Florida. You do have some new states where things are spiking. Not with the same intensity that you had in Arizona and Texas, but they are spiking. It's spreading still.
Governor, would you say with the decision to pause the reopening, is it fair to say that right now you're looking more at what's happening elsewhere in making these decisions as opposed to the numbers here in Connecticut?
Yeah.
So what are the things, how are you making those decisions? What precisely are you kind of looking
Every
at?
governor in the country that opened up their bars a month ago regret it. They say it was probably a mistake. We couldn't enforce it. People don't social distance. See you, Justin. And I take that to heart. They told me that personally. And why repeat a mistake that you don't have to?
Are you considering breaking with New York and New Jersey if New Jersey does see spikes as they have around the Hoboken area and cutting off those states to travel?
Look, it's a very small spike you see in New Jersey. You're asking me if New Jersey got up to an infection rate north of 10%, would they be treated like every other state? The answer is yes, but I don't see that happening.
The additions you did, that was in concert with New York and New Jersey, right? You're still working as a 3-state area on that?
Yeah. What was the addition we did?
You did 3 states.
Yeah, we did that together. Right. Look, we all have the exact same 10% metric, so some guy in a white coat tells us what states are in that category.
Governor, the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus unveiled an ambitious agenda for a special session today, combined with the Juneteenth agenda of the Senate Democrats. Are you willing to expand what can be done during a 2 or 3 day special session in the week of the 20th?
I'm pretty cautious what you can do in a 2 or 3 day special session. I mean, I like what we're focused on right now, which is voting and voting rights and absentee, as well as police accountability. There may be a few other things that we can get done without big public hearings, but I think the public has a right to weigh in on bigger issues and bigger decisions, and that'll probably have to wait till the fall.
So housing and environment is You don't think there's an opportunity to do that now?
I would be cautious. We're talking to the leadership all the time. I've learned, let's talk to the leadership when it comes to what the legislature wants to do. But I think for some of these bigger issues, the public has a right to be heard. And this is not the ideal time to have them pack in a hearing room.
The Federal Bureau...
You said without public hearings, so you would do police accountability and voting rights without public hearings?
I think maybe they're going to do some Zoom online. A lot of that we'd already been talking about in some detail already. And I think those are things that we've got consensus on and we can get done in the special session, absolutely.
The Federal Bureau of Economic Analysis said that Connecticut's GDP dropped by 4.6% in the first quarter. Does that about align with your concerns about the hit that the economy took?
Yeah, I can't put that in some context. I mean, I think that because we kept manufacturing open, because of defense, because of outdoor construction, we did not get hit as hard as some other states did, but our service economy got hit hard. So the question is not, are we going down? The question is, does it go back up like this, or can we get it up a little bit faster? And that's all about the confidence of the consumer.
Senator McCrory has talked about using bonding to provide funding for minority businesses. It seems there's going to be some competition for bonding dollars, given that nobody's buying a lot of gasoline and special transportation prices. So what is your sense as to, what is your message to legislators who are looking at bonding as a potential source to do great things?
I think it's, we want to do great things, but we got to do it responsibly. The legislature, in their wisdom, put in place a bonding cap a few years ago. That bonding cap is tied to revenues. Our revenues are down. They decided, let's pay for transportation out of traditional bonding. As you point out, that's eating up more of our bonding capacity. So there may be a lot of will, but there's not a lot of wallet when it comes to our bonding capacity.
Do you know if DCD has any other plans to do programs? I just talked to a stylist over here who said the terms of these loans are a little too rich for him. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. These terms are too rich. The banks aren't making money available to them, so he's in this quandary.
Well, the PPP loans are forgivable, so that's not too rich if you can get through the hurdles of getting that. And DECD has a hotline, and we're helping the smallest businesses get access there. That's number one. Number two, I'd take a second look at this loan. It's no interest or principal for the first year. That's smart. It gives us a chance to get COVID maybe in our rear view mirror. If it's not, we take a second look at what those terms are. These are pretty good terms. Thanks, everybody. Nice to see you.
Thanks a lot, Governor. Hey, Allie.
See you guys.